iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, to the Music City. It is the Nashville Fairgrounds here tonight in Nashville, Tennessee. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing are here for round number 6 this season. And boy, has it been a good season so far. Dalton Williamson is the only driver that has been able to pick up 2 wins to his name. And, well, can anybody else do it? Justin McDuff, he has a chance, but he is not here tonight. The only other drivers are Brian Hacker and Michael Trevarthen, who have put their cars in victory lane, so they have a chance here tonight to be our second 2-time winners of the season. Right now, though, those drivers are in qualifying, and it looks like they are done with qualifying, and this will be your fast qualifier here tonight. This is your Arts Barbershop Quick Clip Pole Award here tonight, going to Max Terrell. He'll pick up his second Arts Barbershop Quick Clip Pole Award, so congratulations to the driver out of Canada, Max Terrell, your pole winner here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. So, we're ready to put 100 laps onto the board here tonight. This is how your starting lineup will look. Your starting lineup, of course, brought to us by our friends over at the Empire Racing Team. So this is your Empire Racing Team starting lineup. Starting on the front row, he drives car number 42, hailing out of Canada. This is Max Terrell. To his outside, car number 24. It's going to be John Whitendorf. Behind them, the driver out of Florence, South Carolina, the Rev Esports number 23. This is Blake Timmons. It's the driver out of Huntley, Illinois. This will be Brian Hacker in the number 11 Illinois. Starting back into the 5th position, he hails out of Ayer, Massachusetts. He drives car number 40. It's the Higgins Hill Racing number 40. Checkered Flag Auto Supply, Rob Higgins. Last week's winner, 100 laps the distance, 100 laps out front. It's the Rev Esports driver out of Florida, the number 31 of Michael Trevarthen. Starting back into the 7th position, he's back this week. It's the 98 Empire Racing Team with Chris Stump. He'll start 7th. 8th here tonight will go to the driver out of North Carolina. It's the 54 NC, the Colony Tire and Service Center, number 54 NC over at Toil. Johnny Bell, the Lernerville TV, number 27 out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, will go 9th here tonight. 10th will go to the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14 MA. This is Brian Bianchi starting 10th. The number 11 out of Ayer, Massachusetts, the Rev Esports driver, Sean Single, will go 11th here tonight on the starting lineup. 12th will go to the driver out of Tampa, Florida, the Rev Esports number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Starting back into the 13th position here tonight, he hails from north of the border. This is the number 45 Rev Esports driver, Tim Williams. It's the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, number 41, Mr. Bob Higgins, will go 14th. 15th will go to another driver that's north of the border. This will be the Beefy Motorsports, number 83, the Liquid Motley K1 Graphics 83 of Brandon Feeney. Now, number 37 NY, it's Mr. Popular, it's Brian Robinson. He will go from this 16th position. 17th, he's back here. JL Audio, number 25, the California driver of Rob Haynes, and Old Granny Hips. Josh Buckley will round down our 18-car field. That is your starting lineup here tonight as we're going to come out of turn number 4. Put 100 laps on the board here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Display SK Modified Series. We are agreed. 100 laps in the battle. Down into turn number 1 they go. Here comes the 42. Look at the 23 of Blade Timmons. He'll work down to the inside, down the back straightaway. And he's got a partner down to the bottom side. He'll have Huntley, Illinois. The 11 Illinois, Brian Hacker down there alongside him. And right behind him, we should really say. Lap number 1 will go to Max Terrell. He will lead lap 1. Oh, one driver hard into the outside wall. The 24 of John Whitendorf just smoked the outside wall. 3 wide racing here down into 3. All drivers able to keep it out of the fence other than car number 24. Whitendorf back here on a full-time basis. And boy, did he just have himself a moment down there in the corner. He just smoked it right there last time. All drivers were able to skedaddle and get around him. And now that car is damaged and it is on the outside groove. He is fading backwards after a very strong qualifying attempt here tonight. Started inside the top 3 and now he is back outside the top 10 here on lap number 4. Another driver real close to that outside wall, I believe. Taking a look there, I believe that's the number 27 of Johnny Bell, the driver out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's going to stack the top lane up. Here comes the 24, Whitendorf held down, threading the needle. They were 3 wide for a moment. That was the number 14 of Brian Bianchi down to the bottom side. He had Chris Stump to the outside of him in that 4 Loco, Your Mom-sponsored entry. Chris Stump now still working the outside of the speedway there. As you see, John Whitendorf has now finally got back down to the bottom side of the speedway. Johnny Bell still to the outside. The driver of that Lernerville TV, entry number 27. Last season, a rookie here with the SK Modified Series. This season, back for his sophomore year. Having himself, oh, he's into the outside wall. Turn 2 has gathered a bunch of cars so far here tonight. So not only did the number 24 of John Whitendorf get into the wall, it also seems like the 27 of Johnny Bell also has been into the outside wall here. I haven't seen anybody else other than those 2 cars go up into the outside wall here in the opening stages of this one. And now Johnny Bell is back to the 15th position, and it's still Max Terrell, Blade Timmons, and Brian Hacker out front. They have not switched any positions up there as we watch mid-pack here because these drivers are putting on some good show. Back here, though, the battle for the final position on the raceway. Brian Robinson in that 37 NY. Looking to the inside here on Bob Higgins. Bob fading backwards in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified. These 2 drivers swap it up. Robinson takes over the 17th spot as Higgins goes back to the 18th running position. Down the back straightaway, your race leaders go. See, everybody now has gone single file as they all chase the number 42. Here comes Brian Hacker. Hacker will take a peek to the inside of Blade Timmons. Not going to be able to do anything with it that time out of turn number 4. So he just tucks it back in line. A little 3-car, a little train, calling a 4-car because Michael Trevarthen is also hot to trot back here. Last week's winner. First time winner ever in the SK Modifieds or even with the red light sanctioned racing series. There you see him in that BK Paints number 31, the driver that joined the Rev Esports organization last season, about halfway through, and ever since then, the program has picked up, and he's going to have to pick it up because he's got another one of those BK Paint drivers, Rev Esports drivers, trying to work to the inside right now here on Rob Higgins. So here comes Sean Single, the blue and orange number 11. Right behind them, the Colony Tire and Service Centers, number 54 NC of Rex Hoyle. They got the Billy the Kid power plant underneath that 54 NC, so they got plenty of power here tonight at the Nashville Speedway. Already 10 laps in. Now we're going to complete lap number 14 this time by. There you see Sean Single has picked up that 5th position. Rex Hoyle working the inside of the speedway here, and now he will lose that spot there, and I believe that is the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. A very slow start, a really bad qualifying attempt here tonight for the driver out of Tampa, Florida. Last time we were here, he had himself a top 5 finish. Looking to see if he can do that once again here tonight. Had to start, though, outside the top 10. Worked himself up 5 positions, running in the 7th spot, but Sean Single does have the biggest mover and shaker so far. Chris Stump back here in the 4 Loco. Your mom, Big Johnson entry. Now trying to be worked over because here comes the number 24 of John Whitendorf. Big John working the outside of the speedway, remember. He was into the outside wall. He has damage on that number 24. Joshua Buckley and Granny Hips, Walkers and Canes. Driver out of Massachusetts working the inside here. He'll hit the little bit of an apron, the transition right there. You saw that number 2 bottom out. Kind of looked like it had a lot of travel down there on that suspension setup here tonight for old Granny Hips to try and comfort the blows of the bumps here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. You see Buckley currently back into the 13th position. He has picked up 5 spots since the drop of the green flag here tonight. Battle for the race lead, though. Here comes the number 23. Blade Timmons will work to the inside of the speedway here on Max Terrell. Heads up racing. Good run, though, by Max Terrell down the pack straight away. 42 rides the high lane. The number 23 of Timmons rolls the bottom side. Look at Hacker. He's going to take a peek to the outside. Carbon Junction. Pathfinder's chassis. 11 Illinois of Hacker now trying to take over the 2nd position. He'll be able to pull right up to the quarter panel. Very close off turn number 2. Turn 2 has been the trouble spot. Now they're going to rub wheels down the back straightaway. Dangerous there as these open wheel modifieds. You lock the wheels, and boy, it could be all over for you as Blade Timmons going to possibly look to concede that position there for Brian Hacker to take over 2nd. See if he can run down Max Terrell. Brian Hacker came into the night after missing 1 week's race. He is down 2 points to Dalton Williamson. Caution flag is in the air. Chris Stump has gone around and possibly collecting another driver here. We're going to have to wait for the truck to tell us, but I do know Chris Stump is involved, the driver of the 98 for Loco entry, closing in on that 25 laps in the books here tonight, just almost a quarter of the way through this race here tonight at the Nashville Speedway. John Whitendorf will bring car number 24 down to pit road. There you see the 24. He'll come down. He'll check the clearances, check the stagger, see if he really knocked the left or the right side out of that number 24 here tonight. And while he does that, let's take the look back here at the Chris Stump crash. Stump looks like he was working on the outside there. Oh! Turn 2 is going to collect another one, and this time it's going to be big, big problems for the 98. Right on top here with Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe onboard camera with Chris Stump. You heard him. He knew he was getting tight. He backed out of the throttle, but it was too late. That car was already gone and going around to the inside wall. Smashes hard to hear the motor expire. His night is going to be done here at Nashville. Unfortunate for the driver out of Ohio. Came in as a rookie here. He was 23rd in points after 2 races made this season. And now he'll look to probably lose a couple positions here tonight. Unfortunate for him. But there is the race leader. He's been able to lead all the laps here tonight. The Storm from the North, Max Terrell, Season 3's champion here with the SK Modified Series. In Season 3, he picked up 3 wins to go along with that championship. So far this season, does not have a win here with the SK Modifieds. And tonight, after we're done with 100 laps here at the Nashville Fairgrounds, that is halfway through the season. This is race number 4. We've been to the Five Flag Speedway. We've been to Langley Speedway. We've been to USA International. We've been to Myrtle Beach, Lucas Oil, and of course, we're here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. I was ready to go back to Five Flags. So with the iRacing.com pace car off the racing surface, we're go green flag this time. Everybody comes into that restart zone there, and we are racing once again. Problems about the mid-pack. Couple cars getting together and tangled. It looks like we stay. Oh, big trouble at the front of the field. Big trouble. Rex Hoyle. Up and over the Colony Tire and Service Center, number 54 NC. The Billy the Kid transplant underneath the hood. Up in smoke on the back straightaway. Brian Bianchi and the Culpeppers, number 14 Massachusetts, also involved. He has taken the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe 14 on the hook straight to the garage. We'll see what happened here to bring out the second caution flag of the night. There you see Granny Hips trailing the smoke out of that number 54 NC. We'll have to go back. There's, I believe, 2 wrecks here in this whole process. Let's watch it back here from the start. Oh, there you see the 45 of Tim Williams came right up into the 14, and of course, there goes the 24. And then the big wreck on the back straightaway. We're going to have to rewind that one just a little farther from the truck if we can. There you see the spinning fit 14. Oh, Brian Hacker into the outside wall off turn number 2. Going to collect the 31. And look at Rex Hoyle. He goes up, he does a kickflip, lands it back on all 4 wheels, and kept on ticking with the motor expired, though. Right on board with the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe onboard camera with the 54 NC of Rex Hoyle. There you see Hacker into the outside wall. Trevarthen nowhere to go. And, wow, big shot also for Sean Single. And there's the 31 once again as he pulled away. Michael Trevarthen was involved in that one also. Watch it off a turn number 2 right here. You're going to just miss the contact with the outside wall from this camera shot. There's the 11 Illinois, the 31 into the back, nowhere to go as everybody was wound up, and that 54 NC just made a dead left after making the contact with Trevarthen. See Higgins just missing it. There you see the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Look at that slow-mo, a beautiful barrel roll kickflip. And, whew, I don't think you could have squeezed anything between Brandon Feeney and that flipping 54. So drivers that were involved in that, Brian Bianchi started it off, John Wittendorf, Rex Hoyle, the 11 of Sean Single. You had Michael Trevarthen, Brian Hacker, all with heavy, heavy damage. A couple other drivers getting some pieces flung up from the cars here tonight, hitting their modified, so a couple drivers did come down to pit road, put some tires on, checked to see if the tires were all right, if there was any chunks missing out of them. So the second one here at Nashville is the big one here at Nashville. So the official iRacing pace car lights are off. It does look like John Wittendorf will get back out onto the speedway, but he will go a lap down. The iRacing pace car did just beat him to the end of pit road, so the 24 will tag the back of the field. It'll be Max Terrell, Blade Timmon, Sean Single, and the 40 of Rob Higgins. So we'll see here as it tells the 24 to hold position. So we'll see what happens here on this restart. Coming into the restart zone, and the green flag is up. Looks like Whitendorf's going to move down to the bottom side of the speedway. He's going to allow the race leaders. Oh, contact between the top two. 42 of Max Terrell and the 23 of Blade Timmons. Timmons was trying to squeeze around the outside as the 42 was trying to get around the lap car there and made a little contact. There you see the one BK Paints entry, Tim Williams in that 45. He was involved in that last wreck. There you see Brandon Feeney. Feeney up 8 positions since the drop of the green flag. He just missed that big one, just barely able to go to the outside and get around. Up the track a little bit. They were 3 wide as Hacker was looking to the inside of the JL Audio. Number 25 of Rob Haynes. Tracy Brown, the driver out of California. Trevarthen working the outside of the speedway with car 31. Brian Bianchi and Rex Oil were not able to make it back out onto the speedway before we went green flag racing. We'll see if they're able to come back out here and turn some laps tonight. Our third night is going to be over. Look at the 31 of Trevarthen cut through the middle there. He's going to bob and weave. Up front, though, Dalton Williamson trying to get around the number 40, the checkered flag auto supply of Rob Higgins. Higgins, of course, coming back from over the pond. He had a wedding over there. I believe it was London. Didn't get any cool pictures of the Eiffel Tower, though. So, a little confusing there. But right now, Dalton Williamson picking up that 4th spot as he works to the inside of the speedway. The driver on that number 1, that red and black BK Paints entry. You see the blue and black BK Paints entry. Well, that's the teammate of Tim Williams. And Rob Higgins says, excuse me there, gentlemen. Let me split down the middle here. And, oh, one driver into the outside wall. That's the 45. Tim Williams having a little problem there. Just put the BK Paints Platinum RV in service as number 45 up into the outside wall, but he kept going. We've seen multiple drivers do that here tonight. Just behind them, Josh Buckley to the inside here on Johnny Bell. It's the battle for the 8th and 9th position on the speedway. Randy Hibbs trying to get around the Lernerville TV 27. Rob Haynes back there a little sideways in his 25. He did hold on to it, though, as we're 10 laps away from the halfway point tonight. One driver up into the outside wall. He'll spin it around. That's the 27 of Johnny Bell into the outside wall. There you see his Lernerville TV entry coming to a rest. Another driver, that's the 37NY. He is involved also. So Brian Robinson, Johnny Bell, and I believe the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker all involved. Take the look back here at our replay here tonight at Nashville. You're going to see the 27 of Johnny Bell go up into the outside wall here. Goes into the wall, nowhere for the 37 and Y to go. Oh, nowhere for Michael Trevarthen to go. He had hard contact also. So the motor is going to expire on the 37 and Y of Brian Robinson right on board here. See him already involved in the wreck. There we go. Here's our Cole Peppers onboard camera. He was in it, and unfortunately, he was in it big. Watch as Bell comes off the corner. He's just too high in the marbles and right front into the wall. And Robinson right into the back with his right front. Hacker nowhere to go. He's involved. You see him tag the 27 and then the 31. He'll come in there in the corner and bam, right into that right rear quarter panel. As we come back live, though, it does look like the race leader is going to be Blade Timmons. He got it on that restart. It'll be Timmons. It'll be single. It'll be Max Terrell, Dalton Williamson. So a little bit of a rough one here for a couple of these drivers. And a handful of retirees here tonight. Those drivers are going to be Brian Robinson, it looks like, Chris Stump, and Brian Hacker has also parked the 11 Illinois here tonight. A couple drivers that are still down on pit road, though, Brian Bianchi, Rex Hoyle. Michael Trevarthen, and Johnny Bell. Light's going to come back on the pace car, so we'll go around one more lap here tonight. While we have this chance, though, we have to thank not only all the race fans for tuning in here tonight, we also got to thank our sponsor, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, located up in Ayer, Massachusetts. If you're looking for a friendly staff, a knowledgeable staff, and you're in the Ayer, Massachusetts area, well, you have to support this little family-owned and operated business, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, located over on Park Street in Ayer, Massachusetts. You need brakes, you need windshield wipers, you need a Crate 602, and guess what? Our friends over at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply can get that for you. Just head on over to the Checkered Flag Auto Supply today and tell them that you saw us here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and maybe just pick up one of those air fresheners to throw in your car, too. They got those little trees. But pace car, down and in. That means we're coming back into the restart zone. Here we go. The green flag is up, and we are storming to turn number 1. As they rumble and stumble to turn number 1, it'll be the 11 of Sean Single still out front there. Blade Timmons, Dalton Williamson, look at him. He's to the outside of the 42 of Max Terrell. And who is that lurking? That is the 45 of Tim Williams back there. He's inside the top 5 for the first time here tonight. So as Tim Williams works to the outside here, it's two Canadians right next to each other, running 4th and 5th. Here comes Williams down the back straightaway, tried a little bit of a crossover. He'll drive it deep, maybe a little contact there. He's going to move Max Terrell right up the lane in car 42. He'll move Max up the lane just a little bit. Now he'll try down in 1 and 2. He'll drive it back off there, not quite able to stuff the nose in there in that hole that was left by Max, so he'll have to fall in line. So it's Williams in 5th. Higgins back here holding off little granny hips. These two drivers went and beat and banged in some go-karts a couple months back. And I believe it was up there, is it Foxwoods Casino? I believe they have a go-kart track just outside the casino somewhere. I don't know, I'm just guessing. So those two drivers not afraid to trade paint in the real world side of things with go-karts and whatnot. They're here tonight battling to try and run down Tim Williams and Max Terrell to see if they can put themselves inside the top 5 here tonight. Michael Trevarthen is back out on track, but his number 31 doesn't look like it's up to full song and dance. There you see John Whitendorf also still sitting there because Bob Higgins just cracked into the top 10 tonight. Can it be a battle of the Higgins by the end of this one? Bob now running 10th here. Halfway home this time by. Who will lead at the halfway point? Will it be the Sean Single entry who just snuck the lead away on that restart? He'll come by this time. Sean Single will be your race leader at the halfway point here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Sean, very familiar with the folks over at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, of course, living in Ayer, Massachusetts. A lot of drivers from the Northeast here tonight. Stretching all the way from Canada to California. A couple drivers sprinkled in from Pennsylvania, Illinois, New York, North Carolina, of course, very well represented here tonight. We even have South Carolina also. Our driver from South Carolina has been MIA for the last 2 weeks, though. Hayden Alvecchione taking a little bit of a break, getting ready for college. Sean Single saying, I don't need no college. What I need right now is just some more distance between me and the 23 of Blade Timmons. Right now, it is a Rev Esports lockout at the top 3 spots. It's Sean Single, it's Blade Timmons, it's Dalton Williamson. And in his own words, race fans, the big, I'll say, gummy out there watching, Brian Hacker, parked down in the infield. He's back at the hauler. He's out of this race. There's the race leader. Josh Buckley to the inside now down here in turn number 3. See if he can complete the pass off 4. He'll go down to the bottom. He'll get loose. Buckley was trying to make the pass on the number 40 of Rob Higgins. Went down there, got the left side tires on that yellow line. When you see the yellow line wrap around the corners here, turns 1, 2, 3, and 4. You don't want to put the left sides on that yellow line per se. You might be able to kind of hover on it, but as soon as you break that plane, that threshold, that banking that you have here on the bottom side of the speedway, it goes flat, that transition. You don't want to be there. It's not the fast way around. And Josh Buckley just found out as he had to hold on to that walker that he had because the legs almost came out from underneath him. As he does that, that Mountain Dew, the Brandon Feeney, the Beefy Motorsports entry, has closed in now on the back of Joshua Buckley. He has started to pull away from Rob Haynes back here. Haynes running in that 9th position. Bob Higgins still back there running in the 10th spot. Closing in. 140 laps to go here tonight. Sean Single trying to run away. He's opened it up about 2.5 car lengths gap right now over the number 23 of Blade Timmons. Blade Timmons hasn't had the best of seasons so far. He does have 4 races counted. 5 races if you count his worst finish, which was back at the Langley Speedway. He had finished 20th. After starting in the 10th spot, finished 20th, did not get to actually finish, so he did have a DNF after lap 23. Last time by the 23 of Blade Timmons was the fastest car on the speedway as he closed the gap back up on the 11. They've broken away from Dalton Williamson and Max Terrell, who are sitting in 3rd and 4th position. Best battle on the speedway, though, is up front for the race lead. 62 laps have been completed here tonight. You are watching Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series here for Red Light Racing at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Located in Nashville, Tennessee. It's the music capital of the world, and tonight the music is coming from these SK Modifieds. The V8s thumping and pounding the pavement here tonight. And Timmons would like to thump on the back bumper of that number 11. Wants to see if Sean Single has anything, well, to get that car rolling. Sean Single, though, says, you see out in front of me, it's absolutely beautiful. There's nothing out ahead of him. He can just lay down qualifying laps if he needs to, but right now I think he's pretty content on just sitting here, holding that number 23 at bay. There you see Timmons really rolling the bottom side of the speedway. He drifts high out of turn number 4. As Sean Single was able to hold a little bit smoother of a wheel. The old chicken lips holding the bottom side of the speedway. Looks like John Whitendorf has taken car number 24 to pit road here tonight on lap number 64. So he will be out of this race most likely. Race leader is Sean Single, Blade Timmons, Dalton Williamson, Max Terrell, and Tim Williams still holding inside that top 10. Brandon Feeney just can't seem to find a way with this number 38 to get around the number 2 of Joshua Buckley. Remember, Buckley was up underneath the Higgins machine just a little while ago, trying to battle for that 6th position. When he got there, he couldn't get around him, and now Brandon Feeney in the old, well, it's a Mountain Dew machine, but I think he just pulled it out of an old barn, a garage up there in Canada, and slapped his wheel on it, put new 4 rubbers on, and he's here tonight. Because look at it. It's got some rust. The old Moonshine Mountain Dew machine. Feeney, of course, pulling double duty this week. He'll run a Legend and a late model up in Canada. He'll be a fill-in driver. Injured driver up in Canada. So he'll take the wheel for his fellow competitor. But he better hurry up here tonight because Rob Haynes all over the back end. Johnny Bell, you see him back out onto the speedway. Multiple laps down, 26 laps down right now, being shown in the 13th position. If he can continue here tonight and turning laps in car number 27, he actually has the chance to pass one driver to pick up a spot. He could finish as high as the 12th position. Right now he's solid there in 13th. If he would pull the car off here tonight and not complete another lap, he would be scored in the 13th position. John Whitendorf is off the speedway, currently sitting on pit road. So the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Lernerville TV, Johnny Bell just has to continue to keep this car on the speedway, turning laps. Biggest race lead we've seen all night. Half a second right now. Sean Single. Here comes Max Terrell. He'll look to the inside of the BK Paints number 1. Dalton going to be able to hold the position for the time being. Everybody single filed out around the track. Does Max have anything left up the sleeve? As you ride on board with him. Look at him hold that bottom side. Oh, maybe a little bit of a slip of that right rear tire that time off turn 4. He'll get right to the bumper of that number 1. Look how close they race down the back straightaway. Will Williamson give him the inside. Gives him a little bit of a lane down on the bottom side. Will Max have the run? Not going to be able to do it that time. Falls back in line with 25 to go that time by. Looks like Bob Higgins has gotten around now. Number 31 of Michael Trevarthen. What happened to Trevarthen? It looks like he has fallen back a little bit. There's the BK Paints number 31. He was just being scored. Or actually, that was... Yeah, that's correct. Bob Higgins is 10th and Michael Trevarthen is 11th. That is correct. The pass was not with Higgins. It was this Higgins. Rob Higgins back inside the top 5 as he got around Tim Williams. Now Joshua Buckley trying to get around the old man. Higgins probably threw a real piece of bacon at the Canadian bacon eater of Tim Williams, which moved him out of the groove there. We didn't get to see that. This is the pass, though, for 5th here on the replay. Oh, right there, turn number 2. Going to catch another car here tonight. As Rob Higgins gets the checkered flag on the supply 40 around him. And then sets sail. Now it looks like Rob Higgins is actually starting to open a little bit of a gap, maybe about a car length and a half, maybe 2 car lengths that time down the back straightaway over the 45 of Williams. Battle for the 3rd spot, final podium spot. Here comes the 42. It was only a matter of time till Max Terriot got to the inside of that number 1. It looked like Dalton was leaving the inside lane open for the last handful of laps. I don't know if the tires have gone away on the number 1. Or maybe Dalton thinks the outside lane's better, but it just has not worked itself in yet. A lot of room between those 2 drivers coming out of turn 2. They both know that it gets tight there, so both drivers taking the appropriate lanes to stay away from each other. 2 veteran caliber drivers right here. 2 past champions battling for the final podium spot. Sean Single still out front over Blade Timmons, but that gap has started to shrink. And with these 2 back here battling, Max does take that that 3rd position. First, though, Sean Single. With 18 laps to go, race fans, we thank you for tuning in once again here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. If it's your first time joining us on the Turn 3 Racing Network, welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. Get notifications anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether you bring you racing action from the short tracks here with the SK Modifieds, or if we hit the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway, maybe we're slinging a little dirt down at Volusia here also coming up. And if you want to turn right and left, don't worry. We turn right and left here occasionally also. We have everything that you need on your iRacing.com service right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Join us nightly as we have nightly shows all week long. Talking about week long, well, if Sean Single was able to hold off Blade Timmons, he'll have a week to celebrate because we do have an off week scheduled for next week, as yours truly here is actually going to be going on a little bit of a vacation. Don't worry, race fans. I promise to come back here in one piece this time. But we're in Nashville here tonight on the 19th, and we will come back on September the 9th when we head to the new Smyrna Speedway. So Sean Single actually would have 2 weeks to celebrate his win before we bring more of the Checkered Flag All Display SK Modified Series live to you here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, which we'd love to watch these modifieds roll around the short tracks all up and down the iRacing service. We still have New Smyrna this season. Lanier coming up. We have Stafford. We have Iowa, Martinsville, and we have Irwindale out in sunny California for the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe season finale. Still got to get out of Nashville, though. We're still singing a pretty song, pretty tune. We'll find out at the end of this one when we talk to our podium finishers which music genre they like. But right now, Blade Timmons is singing the Jaws theme song because he is chomping on the back bars of that number 11. Double ones on the board. 11 laps to go. Next time by, it will be just 10 laps to go. Big track here tonight at Nashville, putting on one heck of a show. Check the lap times at the line, and it is going to be Max Terrell as your fastest car by a 1/10 of a second. Car number 42 is the fastest car. You see him right there. He is currently sitting about a little over a second and a half back from your two top race leaders as they come out of turn 4 once again. About a car length and a half this time for Sean Single. Just has to be smooth. That time by at the line, Blade Timmons was the fastest car on the speedway. We'll check him again here. Sean Single going to come through. His lap time, a 19.36, a 19.35 for Timmons, and a 19.28, the fastest on the speedway once again. Under a second and a half now. If Timmons wants to win this race, I think he has to start thinking about making that move. Because right there, the 42, Max Terrell, he is coming. And he is coming in a hurry. This time by, still a 1/10 again, faster than the race leaders. A 1/10 of a second once again. There is your race leader. This time, he will see 6 laps to go. The driver out of Ayer, Massachusetts, trying to get it done here tonight. They come across, the flash bulbs are starting to flash. The race fans don't want to miss it here virtually tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. About 2 car lengths that time. Sean Single now has started to pick the pace. This time, high five from the flagman. He'll wave him over, 5 fingers in the air. 5 more trips around. Under 3.5 miles of racing tonight. Once again, though, at the line, Terrell was the fastest car, but he is running out of time. Did the storm from the north, did he get held up? Is he gonna storm in too late? Dalton Williamson has really started to fade. There's Higgins. He's running in the 5th position. Buckley a little sideways out of turn 4. He's back there running 6th. 7th is Tim Williams. 8th is Brandon Feeney. Bob Higgins is 9th. And Rob Haynes is back there running in the 10th and final position inside the top 10. Johnny Bell out in front of the race leaders. There see 3 laps to go. Bell will go to the high side down here in turns 1 and 2. He'll stay out of the race leaders' way. When they come back out of turn number 4, this time they will see the old popsicle sticks getting ready to go. He's flinging them around. He'll show them 2 laps to go here tonight at Nashville. Single really holding the bottom side. Timmons takes a little higher entry down in 1 and 2. Let's see down here in 3. Does he do it again? Single a little bit lower of a line on entry. Timmons trying to really arc it in there to try and get a runoff. It'll be the final lap around. It's 1 lap to go. Presented by Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe. 1 final trip around the speedway. Sean Single has waited all week to come here to Nashville to sing a tune for all the race fans. And he'll look this time out of turn number 4 to pick up the win here in Nashville. He'll go singing tonight here in Nashville. Sean Single wins 100 laps. Blade Timmons finishes in the 2nd position. 3rd is going to be Max Terrell running one of his fastest laps of the evening right there on the final lap of the night. Dalton Williamson back there in 4th. Rob Higgins will finish in the 5th position. Josh Buckley was 6th. Tim Williams was 7th. 8th will go to Brandon Feeney. Bob Higgins will finish 9th. And Rob Haynes will round out the top 10. Michael Trevarthen in the 11th position. Johnny Bell in 12th. He did pick up that spot from John Whitendorf by staying out onto the speedway. Whitendorf finishes 13th. Hacker will finish back into the 14th position with Robinson in 15th. Hoyle in 16th here tonight. Brian Bianchi was 17th. And Chris Stump will round down the field. Well, they say you can't do burnouts in an SK Modified, and Sean Single says, yes, you can. I'll show you how to get it done, boys. He wins tonight here at Nashville. We'll take a quick break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we will talk to your podium finishers right after these messages. Welcome back here to the Nashville Fairgrounds, race fan. 100 laps is completed. 2 caution flags here tonight, and one of them was the big one, where a lot of your championship hopeful drivers were wrapped up in this one. And from that point on, then we went green flag racing here tonight at Nashville as these drivers sang a pretty song all out there around. As we have caught up with your top 3 finishers here tonight, let's head down trackside and talk to the driver out of Ayer, Massachusetts, because he's in victory lane. Dalton, you parked this brand new paint this season in victory lane for, well, the first time. How does it feel as you were able to hold off Blade Timmons?
Felt good. I didn't know I switched my name to Dalton, though. Yeah, big win for us. This is a tough track. It's definitely not my favorite one, so glad to get a win.
Well, I have to tell you, I was paid to call you Dalton by, well, I'll let you figure out who that was a little bit later on. But hey, a great car out there. Were you worried, though, at the end? Because Blade Timmons seems like he had a little bit faster car at the end of this one.
I was a little nervous there. I think there was like 8 laps to go, and I got super tight and had to let out of the corner. He probably got within like a tenth of me, and I was like, oh boy, I'm in for it now. And then I kind of just hit my marks, got through a little bit better. We were saying that he was thinking that I was a little bit better in 3 and 4, and he was better in 1 and 2. So good race with him.
So now the question of the night, though, is you held him off. What's your favorite music as you're in the music capital of the world?
Oh, I'm going to have to go probably punk rock, Blink-182 until I die. I've been listening to them a bunch, so I guess I'll dedicate the win to them, Blink-182.
Well, before we let you go party for the next 2 weeks, because we are off for 2 weeks as I'm on vacation, and then, of course, the holiday falls after that. You get to celebrate this one longer than anybody else this season long, so enjoy it. Who makes this all possible back home in the garage?
Got to thank my mom and dad. They're always watching. Got to thank my sister and her boyfriend. I know that they support me, and they support Little League as well. Got to thank you and Josh for everything you guys do. The league here is great. I love the guys that we're running with and the broadcast that you guys put up. Also got to thank BK Paints, McCody Setup Shops, Platinum RVs, to all the sponsors out there. So thanks again. Pumped for the win. I didn't think I was going to do that well this season, but I kind of been turning around, knock on wood. So.
Well, I would say it again, race fans. Dalton Williamson won, but it's actually Sean Single here tonight in Nashville who's singing, and that's probably a better voice to hear than Dalton Williamson sing us a song here tonight. Congratulations to Sean Single as he picks up his first win of the season. Right behind him, the driver out of South Carolina, though, Blade, a very quick car at the end of this one. Did you just run out of time?
Yeah, time and tire. I really started pushing hard when Sean got out of the gas and got tight. And I was having that thing buried to keep it out of the wall, but he had a fast piece tonight, and just couldn't really do nothing with it, man. I wasn't fast on the bottom when it comes side by side, so the only way I was going to be able to pass him is the top side. And I knew it wasn't going to happen, so I mean, I told him in chat I was gonna, if I got to his back bumper, I was gonna move him, but never got there, so I just ran out of time.
Did any of the contact early in this race here tonight knock the toe or add some camber to the 23?
It's possible. I'm not sure what happened there on lap 2. Not sure if he kind of came down or I came up, but I hate it for him making that contact early and pushing him into the wall. But yeah, I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it, but I wouldn't say it did. But I've never ran here for an SK, so I wasn't sure about how to save tire or nothing like that. So it was a learning curve for me.
Well, you learned it. You picked it up pretty quick. How about musical? What kind of music we jamming to out there?
Well, we're in Nashville. I'm going country music. So it's country music, and then I tend to listen to my rap music too. So we'll go from there, and that's about all I listen to because nothing else really is appealing.
Well, before we let you go, Blade, there's some people on the car that you got to give the shout-outs to. They make this all possible for you.
Absolutely, man. First and foremost, though, I'd like to give my fiance a shout-out for happy birthday, man. It's her birthday today. She's sitting here in the rig. She didn't care, so she's my number one, man. And my boys over there at Rev, man, they make it all possible for me. They teach me a lot of stuff I didn't know about these SKs, and you and Josh, you in the booth, of course, like the best broadcaster in my book, and Josh is probably the best ran league I've ever been in. So y'all, and obviously BK Paints, he's hell of a good sponsor, man. So I just appreciate all y'all and everything y'all do.
Well, there you hear Blade Timmons. He'll be rocking out to some Nelly and Tim McGraw here tonight, mixing his rap and his country music here tonight at Nashville. He'll finish second to his teammate of Sean Single. Finishing one spot back, he had the Arts Barbershop Quick Clip Pole Award here tonight once again, Max, but the car on the long run looked like the wheels just kind of fell off it as you fell back to third.
Yeah, got caught in some bad positions at some points in the race, and had to play catch up from midpoint on. It was one weird restart where I got caught behind a lap car and then felt the 4, which was too far for only like 30 laps to go. So I saved my tires for the first half, but I guess I needed more laps at the end.
Yeah, just a couple more laps possibly needed. You ran them down from almost 2 seconds back after you battled with Dalton Williamson for that third and final podium spot. Did that hold you up back there battling side by side for about 4 laps?
Well, of course, and I don't know if it was more about his damage when he hit the wall on the backstretch or just burning up his tires, but probably lost easily a second there, so just playing catch up at the end. Hopefully the only way I could have closed up with a caution, but that's not really the way we want to go towards the end of the race because who knows how many cautions come afterwards. So still a good third place finish. I felt like I learned a lot today. It drove differently from the last time we were here, in my opinion, but we'll take the 2 weeks off to get prepared for the next race on September 9th.
Well, before we let you go, prepare yourself, Max. Congratulations on a podium spot here, but I know there's a lot of viewers north of the border tuning in for you.
Yep, my girlfriend, my friend Max, MK Medic, and my dad. Thanks to Turn 3 Broadcast Network for their top quality broadcast, to Josh and Rob for doing the admin duties on Thursday nights. And yeah, we'll see you guys in September for Thursday and Monday night also.
There you hear it. The storm from the north here tonight. Max Terriot will finish in the third and final podium spot. Congratulations to him and all the drivers here tonight that competed at the Nashville Fairgrounds as they put on one heck of a show. 2 cautions flag, of course, did take out a good majority of your field here tonight, but we got it all in 100 laps in the regulation here tonight. Sean Single, Blade Timmons, and Max Terriot, your top 3 podium finishers. Well, boy, what a race it was here tonight, race fans. We hope you all enjoyed the show here from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. As well, the next time you can find the SK Modified Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network after a couple of weeks off. We come back September the 9th at the New Smyrna Speedway before we head to Lanier, Stafford, Iowa, Martinsville, and Irwindale. 6 races left after 6 races in the books here. We are halfway home here in season number 5. But for everybody at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, everybody at Red Light Racing, all of us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, race fans, we hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We hope you stay safe, and we will see you at the races.